Pardon? I don't know about winning it, but I'm looking forward to going. I think they have to buy me a new suit, so that's pretty good. I needed a new suit, so hopefully pick some good colours and make myself look nice and go down there, and it should be good. No, it should be a fun event, fun night, so I'm really quite happy to have made it, and we'll see how it goes.
How were you introduced to this rivalry?
By not playing. So far so good for me, so hopefully it continues like that, like last year. I've obviously heard about it a fair bit, probably don't understand it as well as people from Kentucky, but we have a rivalry back home in our Perth state between the two Perth teams, so I just try and see it like that, I guess, and there's no love loss, I guess, between the two teams.
Did they have to...
the Perth rivalry?
Team that I play for, Fremantle, and then the West Coast Eagles, which is the other team in Perth. There's been a lot of fights, and similar to here, like both teams don't like each other very much. You either grow up going for one or the other in the state. I preferred Fremantle, the team I actually ended up getting drafted by, so that was lucky because I don't know if I would have been able to play for the Eagles if they picked me.
I know you've been asked, like, obviously throughout the year probably, but your time over in Australia playing professionally, I know you were kind of held back because of some injuries and stuff, but what was that time like for you over there, and how did that sort of just translate to you being able to perform the way you are here?
It was really fun. Probably slightly different in terms of professionalism. I guess when it's a full-time job, it's a lot more demanding. And the coaches were pretty hard on us back home, but definitely held me in good stead to kind of make the most of this opportunity. I was probably a little bit young and naive back then. Definitely did my best, but it wasn't good enough. So set me up well though to come here, and I think I have a lot of, like, without getting ahead of myself, I think I prepare really well and make the most of the opportunities I've been given, and have to take a professional outlook on the opportunity here. So try and treat it as if I'm already a pro.
You mentioned young and naive when you were kind of growing up. Now you're one of the older guys, 26, around a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds. What's it like for you to be around guys all the time who are 8 years younger than you are?
Yeah, it's tough. I try to talk to them sometimes, but they normally got the AirPods in their ears, so I don't really get a response sometimes. But when they take them out and we have a good chat, it's good. Like, I try and talk to them as well a little bit about, like, sports in general and just preparing and that kind of thing, and hopefully I can give them a little bit of a kind of older, mature look at the way we go about it. But also for me, it's great. Like, I'm still an 18-year-old at heart, and I love all the chats that we have in the locker room, and it's funny. It's a good time. I love every day.
I know you've, in Aussie football, you drop kick quite a bit. I mean, that's kind of how you pass, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So have you done any of that over here, just trying to kick through the goalpost any?
So I guess it's a little different. Like, the way that I punt is the way that we pass. So, but when it has to hit the ground first, I can do that. I don't think the coaches would trust me enough to let me do it, but I can do it. I was doing it sometimes pre-game, just to kind of, I don't know, just to have a bit of fun, I guess. There's not much to do pre-game, so I just like drop kicking it through. But I'd be willing to give it a shot if Stoops wants to let me.
Max, at the end of the year, you told us you didn't think you were going to make it in the NFL. Playing as well as you had all year changed your mindset on it at all?
Nah, there's way better guys than me, and we still mainly do the Australian style rollout, which they don't do in the NFL. So I'm just happy that I'm doing well here, and I'm looking forward to next year here, and hopefully we can build on what we've done, because it has been a really successful year for us, and I think we've come a long way from last year. So hopefully I can build on that, and we can get even better next year.
Why do you think that is, that the NFL just kind of sticks with the...
There's some different rules, but also maybe the coaches just don't know really how to use it. I guess it may have been the same back in college, maybe 5-10 years ago. Kind of has progressed through, and especially Coach Hood, like, he's the master at it. I think, if you ask me, when I look at all the other schemes, what we do is so much better than lots of teams around. Like I keep saying, I really don't think I'm that great. Like, if there were some other Australian guys here, they might be averaging like 60, 70 yards kind of thing. So I think, like, maybe the coaching, and but also, like, there's a couple of little rule differences I think that may not allow for it.
Coach Hood, he was doing this at EKU before he got here. What's his secret identifying guy?
I guess he was the first person to take a shot in the Australian with Jordan Berry, and then he had Keith Ruzak, and then obviously Matt Penn when he came here. So I think just spending a bit of time with us, you can learn what we can do consistently, what we can't do consistently, and that helps you build your scheme around that. Whereas if you get an Australian maybe for your first year, you're not sure if what I can show you out in practice is actually going to work in the game. So he's had plenty of years to be able to mould that. And then him and Coach Matt Sakis give me a lot of confidence. I've said all the time, like, they never tell me off. They never tell me what to do. They give me a lot of freedom to maybe make suggestions on what I think we should do in the scheme as well. And that makes me go out there and never be worried about messing up, which I don't think is always the case for a lot of special teams guys. Like, you go out there and sometimes you can be nervous, but I know if I kick a bad kick, like the one in Georgia, I don't have coaches running and yelling at me. I've got coaches just giving me a pat in the back and saying, "Oh well, next time." So that's the best thing for me.
Everybody good? All right. We've got